everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's video was actually filmed in September. You'll notice that I'm in my graduation gown, and that is because it was filmed on my graduation day, and it's taken me this long to remember that I was meant to be editing and uploading it. It is essentially a little tour of Christchurch and a rundown of the college's history, the history of the buildings. It is basically just a little tour of the college based on the footage that I took on my graduation day, and I've narrated it, so I've gone away and researched a lot about the college and about its history, and hopefully it kind of brings it to life for you and paints a nice picture of the college without you having to go. Especially because of everything that's happening at the moment with the virus, meaning that we can't go on open days and things. Hopefully this gives you a sense for what Christchurch is about. I didn't go to Christchurch. This is purely just because I enjoyed my day and I wanted to share the footage with you guys. So I hope you enjoy it. Christchurch College, Oxford is spatially one of the largest colleges in Oxford and houses around 600 undergraduates and graduate students at the same time. The college is extremely central and is surrounded by the city centre on one side and its own meadow and the River Isis on the other. Christchurch was founded in 1546 by King Henry VIII. However, prior to this, the college went by two other names. Originally it was named Cardinal College, named after the Cardinal Archbishop of York and Lord Chancellor at the time, Thomas Wolsey. After Wolsey's death in 1530, the college was taken over by King Henry VIII himself and renamed after him. In 1546, after the dissolution of the monasteries, the college was officially refounded and became Christchurch College. Since then, 13 British Prime Ministers have been educated here. Christchurch Cathedral is, like many of the college churches, older than the rest of the buildings. The cathedral's nave, main tower and transepts all remain from the original Norman building, and roots of the religious site date back to the Saxon period, during which a church was built here in honour of St Friedwide. St Friedwide's Priory, a medieval Augustinian house, was also incorporated into the college following the dissolution of the monasteries. The cathedral choir is famous in Oxford and has been running within Christchurch Cathedral since 1526. John Taverner, a renowned 16th century musician, was master of the choristers here during his life, and the original statutes of Wolsey's Cardinal College mention 16 choristers and 30 singing priests.
So, do you think they've all been whitewashed?
In the Reformation, they whitewashed it all over.
It was all painted, can you see that?
I did not know that.
The dining hall at Christchurch is perhaps even more famous than the college itself, having been the inspiration for the Hogwarts dining hall in the Harry Potter films. The dining hall is spectacular and has been in almost constant use since the original foundation of the college by Cardinal Thomas Wolsey. It was built in a Renaissance style and was the largest hall in Oxford until the 1870s, when Keble College ensured that theirs was just slightly larger. During the early 17th century, at the time of the English Civil War, King Charles I used the dining hall as a seat of Parliament, and even used another area of the college as his makeshift palace. The ceiling of the hall is also noteworthy, though I am a sucker for old wood.
That's what she said.
Now, as we walk back down the stairs from hall, we are in the Bodley Tower building. There is a famous door here, on which you can see the words "No Peel" surrounded by little circles. This piece of graffiti dates back to the early 19th century, and is thought to have been a protest against the British Prime Minister and MP for the University of Oxford, Sir Robert Peel. In 1829, Peel had proclaimed support for the emancipation of Catholics within Britain, and this conflicted with university policy. The little circles surrounding the words are there because the name Peel was marked onto the door with nails. Christchurch's Tom Quad is the largest in Oxford, measuring almost 264 square feet, and I would argue probably also the most beautiful. Building of the quad was begun in the time of Thomas Wolsey's original college. However, it wasn't until the 1660s that this quad was actually finished. Tom Tower is what you can see behind me here on this clip. It is certainly the most recognisable part of the college and is often used, along with the Radcliffe camera, as a stock photo for Oxford University. Tom Tower was designed by architect Sir Christopher Wren, who also designed the Sheldonian Theatre in Oxford, which you can see in my graduation video, and St Paul's Cathedral in London. This passageway we are walking through now leads to the old library, which opened in 1562. By the early 1600s, however, Christchurch Library was redone to rival grand contemporary libraries such as the Duke Humphreys, which still remains an open part of the Bodleian. Passing the library you get to the cloisters. This is where the Friary of St Friedwide stood until the 1520s. The cloisters which you see now were built in 1499. I'm panning up now to the cathedral spire, which is actually the oldest surviving stone spire in England and has been there since 1230. This central memorial that you see, it looks a bit like a metal barrel, is dedicated to William Pound, who was the porter at the college. These cloisters are also used in a scene of Harry Potter. Let me know in the comments if you can guess which bit. Here's a clue, it has something to do with Quidditch. So now we come to the new library and Peckwater. This quad stands on the site of a medieval inn, which was run by the Peckwater family and given to St Friedwide Priory before being used to house undergraduates. As the number of undergraduates increased, the need for new buildings did too. The Peckwater building that you can see here is now the accommodation building for undergraduates. This building dates to the 18th century and is inspired by the work of Venetian artist Andrea Palladio. Moving on to the library. This library was built between 1689 and 1711 after the old library became full. Nowadays, the library's ground floor contains the common collections and the upper floors hold the special collections and artefacts from the college's history. Before we head outside to go to the Meadow, we pass through Canterbury Quad. This quad stands on the site of the medieval Canterbury College, which was in use from 1311 to 1540. Canterbury College was run by Christchurch Priory and the land was surrendered after the dissolution of the monasteries. This quad also allows access to the Christchurch Picture Gallery, which houses treasured works by artists such as Da Vinci, Michelangelo and Raphael. This is the Meadow building, which was built in the mid-19th century to house students after an expansion in the curriculum. These rooms all overlook the Meadow. Christchurch Meadow is attached to the college, but open to the public all year round, and during the Civil War it was used as a defence against the Parliamentarian forces. The rivers Thames and Cherwell enclose the Meadow and are usually busy with rowers and punters, respectively. Though officially the Thames, this part of the river is known as the Isis and hosts all of the rowing competitions such as Torpids and Summer 8s. And that is the last of the footage that I got. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learnt a lot about Christchurch and, you know, enjoyed everything that I had to say. The transcript for this video is in the pinned comment, so if you want to read about the facts again, check any dates, then it's all in there. If you have any questions either about the college or about Oxford in general, then pop them in the comments. Any suggestions for videos, and just maybe what you enjoyed about the college the most, what you thought was surprising. Yeah, I'll see you in my next video, and don't forget to subscribe, put the notifications on. I'll see you soon. Bye!